lives within you, right? So when you have those moments of feeling, that's a hint of your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind holds the power to everything. So we really have to listen when we feel inspired or we feel this weird wave to do something. You have to be okay with if it doesn't come for you, that is also for your highest good. It's desperate energy, and it's kind of like humans can feel that. Energy can feel that. When you really need something, it feels all this weird pressure, and it's like, whoa, okay, I don't really want to give this to you anymore because you're needy. Hey guys, welcome to Self-Care Sundays with Sophia, where we talk about self-love, self-growth, and everything in between. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I shifted timelines and I became my Pinterest board. So I feel like I've seen this topic sort of online, and I just personally love scrolling, looking at inspiration, and everything just feels so aesthetic and like this fantasy world that you can aspire to live in. And yeah, why can't we become that? So I'm going to talk about how I started to feel like I kind of hopped into this reality. I created this new identity of this new Sophia that I wanted to become, and I literally just became her. And you can do that too. So I'm not gonna lie, there is a chance that I might just be on a bit of a high because I just went to Paris, and that was actually my first time in Europe. Besides, I've been to London twice, but that's the UK. So I definitely feel this big wave of inspiration after visiting such a beautiful country like France. And I just felt so appreciated there, so present. It definitely gave me a lot of confidence and inspiration to truly, really live my best life. And traveling is something that I've been trying to make more happen for the last few years of my life. I literally used to have a painting above my couch of like a window, an airplane window, like looking out of the clouds, because I wanted to attract more travel in my life. And yes, I've made it happen, but I really just want to start going to Europe more. And after going to Paris, it was just so beautiful, and I feel like the people there are just so present, and it was awesome. So let's talk about it. I think how I even manifested this trip is, I think honestly, I've truly really mastered detachment and letting go, and really just listening to my intuition, because everything that we need is inside of ourselves. And that's kind of what they say about God or about life source energy. It's all truly within you. And when you listen to your intuition, that's kind of like God sending you a message. So if you're not tapped into the present moment and you have a million different things going on, you can't even hear your own intuition, it's kind of like God's trying to call you and the line is busy. So we always want to make sure that we're present in the moment and we're not letting something on the outside steal our joy. Example, detachment. It's always good to plan and have a goal and want something, but you have to basically immediately let go of the idea that you're not going to be happy unless you have that thing. So yes, that would be nice. I'd like that. But then having the confidence that it's coming, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to sit there and look at my phone or Google or whatever the thing is that you want. You don't have to constantly keep checking up on it and poking at it. It's like, it's desperate energy, and it's kind of like humans can feel that. Energy can feel that. When you really need something, it feels all this weird pressure, and it's like, whoa, okay, I don't really want to give this to you anymore because you're needy, and I would rather. This thing is usually something that's really abundant, and you, by needing and being worried that that's not there, that's a vibration of lack. So this thing that you want is likely something that's of abundance or of love, and if you're not acting or being in that frequency, you're not going to get that thing. So you're actually doing yourself a disservice by needing this thing. So what we really want to truly master is detachment. And let's say this thing, yeah, you really have your heart set on it. You have to be okay with if it doesn't come for you, that is also for your highest good. Because everything always has worked out to this day. If you look at your life 5 years ago, it all worked out. And even if you still don't understand why that had to happen that way, it will come to you. Eventually, it will make sense of why it had to happen that way. The universe is always taking care of you, and if you don't trust in it, you can't let it work its magic. So you really have to just kind of sit back and not let anything on the outside dictate your happiness. You decide your happiness, And you have to just stay in a constant state of abundance and love, and you're going to attract more of that. And it's been really cool to see things come to my life because I detached from it. Even like guys, for example, like, okay, I like this guy, or like I wanted something, or I don't know, I wanted this guy to message me or something. The old me would have been like obsessively checking if he's watching my stories, or maybe, I don't know, sent something on Instagram, something stupid like that. Whereas now I'm like, I don't need validation from any man whatsoever. And that specific thing that I wanted came to me because I let go. And I think it took about a week or something, but still, he ended up texting me. And it was just kind of like one of those things that, oh, okay, this is like a mini sign from the universe that like, okay, do more of that and you'll get more of that. If you just have faith and chill out, more things will start coming to you. And I think I'm just getting addicted to letting go of things because I keep seeing results from it. And I think it all started with getting rid of clothes, like being able to let go of clothes, let go of stuff that no longer serves me in all areas of my life. I've just been able to throw things left, right, and center if it doesn't serve me, because essentially all I want is an abundant and happy life filled with love. So if something doesn't give me that vibration, I am so quick to be like, okay, see you, no problem, goodbye. So essentially, I kind of feel like I've become this new person with this new trait that I have of being able to not be so attached to things. And I'm also noticing, I've been going through a transformation the last few months of my life. And, I feel like I've heard this a lot, and I've really seen it in my life, that there are some people that will come in your life and they'll go, and you might even find yourself not necessarily wanting to hang out with certain people. And it's not even, and I've kind of felt bad about this. I'm not gonna lie, one or two people in my mind that like, it's not that they're a bad person, they're a great friend, but they really kind of trigger me and remind me of the old me. And anytime you're triggered in life, it's always a mirror. That's what my mom always says, and it's just a known thing that anything that upsets you, it's because there's something that you see inside yourself in that thing that pisses you off. So yeah, I've found certain people, whether it's like low vibe things we used to do together, I'm just reminded of that, and I just don't want to be around that right now. And it's not to say that we're not going to be friends ever again. Just right now, I've kind of distanced, and I've actually been spending a lot of alone time because I've just been loving this high vibe feeling. And also the cutting out alcohol thing has just been life-changing for me. I did drink when I was in Paris, obviously, because I wanted to have the wine and the cheese and blah, blah, blah. But generally, I didn't drink for almost 2 months before that, and I just felt incredible. And now I'm like, okay, I'm back on it. I want to just be completely in my most aesthetic element, and I've been cooking at home. I've literally made the Pinterest board my reality. And even things like I've been Snapchatting a lot more, so because of that, I've been putting on a nice outfit and actually putting on a little makeup for once, instead of just going to the gym and then wearing a baggy shirt and tights and then pajamas and going to bed. I'm actually, also the sun's out, so that probably helps too, but just going about my day and having to-do lists and accomplishing them. And I really do feel like that Pinterest girl because I'm all dressed up and I'm feeling healthy about my body because I'm feeding myself good stuff. I'm feeding myself good thoughts only, and I'm so present. Back to that intuition thing, I'm so aware of this source energy. If there's any signs that come to me, I'm so open to exploring that because I do feel like it is God, or kind of like your subconscious, your inner self. It all lives within you, right? So when you have those moments of feeling, that's a hint of your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind holds the power to everything. So we really have to listen when we feel inspired or we feel this weird wave to do something. We have to really run with it. I'm also even noticing, like, for example, my friend that I went to Paris with, she completely aligns with the new version of me. So hanging out with people that align with the new you. Let's say you've created this new Pinterest worthy life of this new version of you who you'd aspire to be. you really have to start acting like her and doing the things she would do. So is that going to the gym? Start going to the gym. You have to start actually putting one foot in front of the other. And don't hang out with those old friends that you used to gossip with because that was just like your comfortable safe zone. No, hang out with that new friend that does these high vibe things. Example, my friend who I went to Paris with. She is completely on the same wave of me. She's all about self-care. She's very high vibe. She's very confident. She's always gets the upper hand with men. She's got great fashion sense. She's very talented. And that is who I am inspiring to be. And that is who I am already and who I've been acting like. So it makes sense that we've kind of come to each other, like for her life and for me, that we're both in this point of life that is very high vibe and you are who you hang out with. So it makes sense why I attracted a friend who's like that. And also, again, not wanting to hang out with those people that trigger the old me, because back to the life is a mirror thing. I saw this quote on Instagram yesterday and I reposted it, but it basically said that life is not a window, it's a mirror. So you're not looking out and seeing the world, you're actually looking out and seeing what's really inside of you. So yeah, like for example, there was a time in my life where I was so incredibly depressed and I just saw darkness everywhere. Life is all about perception, and whichever lens you have on, that is what your current reality is. And if you want to become that Pinterest girly who travels the world, who has great fashion, she's healthy, she's got it all going on, and everything just comes effortlessly to her, you have to start becoming that. The more you act that way, the more it's going to be in your reality. And it always takes a little bit for the outside world to catch up to what's happening inside here. So it all starts from within, and getting to that source energy, meditation, things that can quiet you down and get you in the present moment. Cutting out alcohol is so important, and I actually have no idea why our generation has glamorized it so much. And I've just even been going through a weird time in the sense that I don't always want to drink anymore, but I'll still go out because I do love to be social and get dressed up and go to events and stuff. And I feel like people will say to me like, oh, are you drinking? Oh, okay. Like, why does it have to be such a black and white thing? Like, maybe I will have one or two, but I'm not doing shots. I'm not getting completely wasted to the point of not memorizing stuff. And I feel like blacking out is so normal for our generation. It's actually very concerning that is so normal. And yeah, there'll be times where I won't drink for a few months and I'll just go out and I'll just have soda water in a glass. And then maybe I will be drinking if I feel like it the next time. And then I notice people will say to me like, oh, you're drinking now? And it's like, what? Like, I didn't quit because I had a problem. I just generally don't enjoy it because I truly am living a life where I only want to be around abundance and I only want to feel good. And honestly, if you drink alcohol, like a significant amount, it literally takes probably like 4 or 5 days to really truly feel balanced out. If you're one of those people that drinks every weekend, it's probably time to rethink that, because really, as somebody who is as balanced as I am now, and I'm so healthy, I know what's going on in my body, yeah, it takes probably really truly like a week. So if you're doing that every weekend, twice a week, you're constantly in a state of lack and you're not really going to be able to manifest that Pinterest girly lifestyle. So we really got to reconsider that. And if you do drink, maybe at least just having 1 or 2 instead of getting totally drunk. But even that, I just feel like it totally throws off the system, and it's just kind of yesterday. We're not doing that anymore. So I also want to talk about cutting out things that make you feel lack. We already talked about certain people that trigger you or remind you of the old version of you that you got to take a healthy distance from. There's also certain actions you might do that make you feel lack. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're constantly weighing yourself every day and obsessively looking at the scale and seeing it not move every day, and maybe even some mornings it's heavier than yesterday, you're not going to attract your goal weight because you're constantly going to feel bad at it. Another example with numbers is social media. Let's say you want to grow on social media and you're constantly looking at the likes, the story views, anything having to do with engagement, whether it's your YouTube channel or even Snapchat or whatever platform you're using to grow, and you're unfortunately not really seeing growth, you have to stop constantly looking at that. Kind of similar example, let's say you like a guy, I know everyone does this, but like obsessively watching for him to view your story, and making that story just so that he will watch it, you're living for somebody else. You're not living for yourself. So we got to stop doing that. Something else that makes you feel low vibe, we talked about, is drinking, cutting out those habits. Things like, watching brainless TV, or let's say you watch the news too much and it just kind of overall makes you feel negative. Yes, it's good to be educated about what's going on in the world, but if it makes you feel afraid and gives you anxiety and you can't sleep at night, that's something you really have to cut out as well. And again, the more in tune we are with ourselves, the more we will be able to have this guide. So whatever you need to do to be super, super present and aware of what's happening in your body, I just can't stress meditation enough, but that's the fastest way that you're going to get to that inner voice. And honestly, just don't be afraid to try new things. I feel like when we get so stuck in our habits, there's no room for growth. And when we do something new, even if it just means going to a new environment and bringing your book and sitting on a bench you've never sat down before, and walking down the street without headphones on and actually making eye contact with people, trying that new dating app, doing anything that makes your energy feel different, because when you're going through a transformation, you need to implement these new habits and see what works for you for this new identity. And yeah, about becoming your vision board or your Pinterest board, obviously looking at that Pinterest board a lot is going to put you in that vibration. Whatever you see, that is going to become your reality. So that's why vision boards are so powerful, because if you're seeing that on a daily basis, that's going to attract into your life. Even watching movies about high vibe things, not watching things like reality TV or things that bring you on a lower vibration. Yes, sometimes it's okay to watch brainless stuff, but reading books that really inspire you and doing any type of practices that make you feel like that Pinterest girly. If you're big into cooking, now is the perfect time to try out new recipes. And I know that always makes me feel really accomplished and really good about myself when I make myself amazing meals at home. And do something fun, like host a girls' night and maybe have like a mocktail night and make these trendy drinks, or a sushi making night, or even a craft night, making, I don't know, like buy a bunch of jewels and bedazzle cups or something, just get creative and do something that makes you feel like that Pinterest girly. And obviously journaling is a great tool as well. When you want to reinvent yourself and become your Pinterest board, writing down the qualities of what this lifestyle would take. And the bottom line is, if you don't like your life right now and it doesn't reflect your Pinterest board, that means you really have to take risks and try new things, because the more you get comfortable with change and risk and trying new things, the more that's going to come to you. So if your reality doesn't reflect your Pinterest board right now, that means you have a lot of growth to do and a lot of change to do. So being comfortable with that, a really great way to attract a better life is the letting go thing. Being okay with being like, okay, the second you feel a little bit of resistance, okay, that's not for me. I'm gonna trust that inner feeling of when you feel like you're forcing something. You don't want to attract more forceful, desperate energy, stuff that doesn't flow or align. You can't be in that vibration at all. It's good, in a way, that's like a good message to let you know, hey, this isn't for me. Or if it's like a guy, for example, okay, this guy probably was going to cheat on you. You just have to like trust what that feeling is. And if it's not flowing naturally, do not force it, because the universe always has your back, and you have to just have blind faith that it's all going to work out in your favor, and everything always works out abundantly and effortlessly for you. That's another perfect Pinterest girly affirmation. Everything comes to me abundantly and effortlessly. I always get what I want. And the more you say these things, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Subconsciously, you do look for things to prove that new belief. So if you wire that in your brain enough, you're going to find things to make that, to create evidence for that case to be true. So if everything always works out for me, the next time something good works out, you're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, I guess my affirmation is working. But really, subconsciously, that's just how the brain weird science stuff works, is because that's now on your subconscious, you're more aware of things working out. So you're focusing on that more. Whereas if you were in a negative timeline and you were thinking, oh, lack, I never get what I want, then you're going to subconsciously look for evidence for that. So that's why affirmations are so powerful, because your brain starts to look for the reasons of why that's the case. And then that's going to make you feel good. And the more you feel, the more you get. So the more, it's crazy. Like if you want something, you have to be it. And that's just how it works. It's a weird, it's hard. It seems hard to be able to just, okay, you want something, you have to be it. Well, I want it. So how do I be it? You have to put one foot in front of the other. Start acting like this Pinterest board of yours. Start acting like you have this life. Do what you can. Start where you can. And doing those affirmations, doing whatever you need to do to be an abundant mindset. Okay, I think I have spoken enough on this topic, but I hope I gave you a little bit of inspiration to even just download Pinterest and check it out and see what it's all about, because I find it so inspirational. And I am just truly grateful that majority of my Pinterest board is my life now. And when I look at it, it's like, okay, wow, that is me. That is my life. I don't know how I got here, but I used to completely not have this lifestyle whatsoever. So I just feel like one of those people, this is obviously an extreme example, but I feel like one of those people at the Oscars or at the Grammys that say like, if I can do it, you can do it. But yes, literally, because the old me was so miserable and took no care of myself and didn't love myself and didn't have these experiences that I have now. So it is very doable. You just have to want to start. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm Sophia Pearson. You can find me on all my social medias at Sophia Pearson. We'll see you guys next week on Self-Care Sundays with Sophia. Bye.